Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. I am your host for today's live stream. My name is Connor and I want to welcome everybody to today's stream. Big shout out to everybody here early, including Reverend Flashback, Elvis, Coin Operated, and Jazzy, hyping up the live chat before we even do get started. So crypto in a very interesting spot right now. Bitcoin trading above $20,000. Are we going to continue higher or not? That is the main topic of today's live stream. I have a lot of prepared material for this one, so be sure to stick with me until the very end of this stream. Without further ado, let's start it right up by taking a look at the crypto market cap and seeing exactly where we are at to get our bearings straight. Big shout out to Dalton Moore and Riley Hall, David W, Coin Operated. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for being here nice and early in the live stream. Smash up that like button to boost the YouTube algorithm and get this stream out to more people. Now, looking at Bitcoin trading at $20,782. Ethereum is trading for $1,536. The overall market cap is still holding above 1 trillion. Now, altcoins have been going ballistic over the past week, and they have continued to some degree this weekend. Let's take a look at the gainers and losers on the day, and I will show you what I mean by that. A lot of double-digit gainers here across the altcoin markets. We have Orca up 67% as the leader on the day. Serum SRM, that was at Solana decentralized exchange. Alameda Research and FTX had a lot of ties with them. We saw that token price fall to the floor, and essentially it just came back from the dead. This thing's up like 200% or so. 242% in the past 2 weeks. So certainly things are coming back to life here, and we're seeing liquidity come back into the cryptocurrency market, which is very important if we are to see a sustained rally here across Q1 of 2022. Because without any liquidity, there's no buyers, and we're not going to get a sustained rally. We'll end up right back where we started. But the way things are looking right now, it certainly looks like we are getting liquidity back into the markets, not only crypto, but also some commodities as well, such as gold and stuff like that. So also looking at these other altcoins, a lot of double-digit gainers today. And looking at the losers, really not a lot of losers compared to the winners. So certainly things are bullish, and we are in an altcoin season at the current moment in time. Now let's get into some technical analysis and take a look at the Bitcoin chart and go over whether or not the Bitcoin bull market is actually back or not, because that is certainly very important for us cryptocurrency market speculators. We need to know what the overall direction is. So let's get into that right now. So in the lower time frame, looking at Bitcoin on the 1 hour chart here, we have been in this sideways range. This orange line is actually the wick high from early November, right before, the day before that FTX went ahead and collapsed. So this orange line, which is at $21,466 on my chart, is a key price level. Once that is closed above, preferably on the daily time frame or higher, that's very significant. And that would certainly signal a more sustained rally. So keep your eyes, mark this on your own chart at $21,466. But we're range bound. It's pretty clear we're range bound right now. This is a weekend trading range. Things always do tend to slow down during the weekend. And right now it is Sunday. And Sunday is notorious for faking traders out with the price action. So it's certainly a better idea to wait until at least the daily candle close, which is going to happen in around 5 hours time from now. But also keep in mind that the US stock market is closed tomorrow for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So stocks are not going to be opening. Futures won't be opening tonight. That's going to happen tomorrow night. So that could cause less volatility. But either way, crypto certainly looks like it does want to continue to push up higher. Now, one thing to look out for here is just a sweep of this little level of this significant wick high going back to November, and then just basically trading and then testing a lower level before the actual move up higher. I'll make it very clear, my stance is still bullish. I am treating this as bullish consolidation, but at the same time, I know how the markets work. Nothing will go straight up, And with everybody really flipping bullish now, I shouldn't say everybody, there's still a lot of bears out there that are refusing to change any bias, which I respect. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But keep in mind, watch for a sweep of this high and then a deviation back into the range. And then maybe we go and retest some of these lower demand levels towards $19,000, $19,800. We have a little rally-based rally demand zone. So mark these out on your chart and watch for the sweep of the high. That would take place this Sunday. But I'll make it very clear again, my stance is that we do actually continue to push up higher here on Bitcoin. Let me zoom this out to the daily time frame. And here is that wick high that I was referring to. Let me just clean this chart up slightly. So this wick high going back to Saturday, November 5th, this was the day before FTX collapsed. All right, so once this high is taken out and closed above on the daily time frame, then we can really start officially saying that we're in a bull trend, a bull market. But as you can see, we just wicked that on yesterday's daily candle, and we were rejected on the first time. So watch for a sweep of this level and a deviation back into the range right now. But also notice the parabola on my chart, this orange parabola on Bitcoin. We are most certainly in a parabolic uptrend at the current moment in time. It would be time to start flipping bearish if this parabola broke. But right now there are zero signs of this parabola breaking. So you go with what the chart is telling you. And the chart right now is simply telling us to remain bullish. Don't flip bearish, right? Once this parabola is broken, we will reconsider that idea. But for now, the trend is up. Now, the title of the stream, or the title of the thumbnail is Max Pain is Up for Bitcoin. So many people were sidelined. So many people missed this move, right? So many people missed this entire move. Here at Crypto Empire, we alerted everybody well ahead of time of it, right? When Bitcoin was still trading in the $17,000 region, right? Towards this range high supply zone. I flipped bullish right in here in this range high supply zone. I was like, the supply zone is going to get shattered, and it happened exactly as we did expect here at Crypto Empire. All right, so right now there's a lot of people that are very salty because they missed the move completely, and a lot of people feel like they're going to get another chance to come and buy down here back towards 16K. Now, I certainly would not be complaining if we do get these price levels again, but I'm actually not counting on it, and let me explain why using previous Bitcoin 4-year cycle halving data. All right, so let's jump into this presentation here. So this is called a hidden bull market. All right, and you won't feel like buying when it is time to buy. Most people right now still don't feel like buying. Most people still feel like things are going to get really worse. The macro situation is very bad still, but that is a lagging indicator. Markets are always forward thinking, so we'll see. But let's get into this previous cycle data. All right, so these charts give us some very interesting perspectives based on the Bitcoin 4-year halving, the block halving, right? So essentially, of course, every 4 years we have the Bitcoin halving. The next one is coming up in 436 days and 22 hours and 43 minutes from now. So about a year and a half, a little less than a year and a half, a year and 3 months, I should say, until March 27th, 2024 is when we are going to have that next Bitcoin halving. So knowing this and knowing we have 67,000 blocks until the next halving, we can go ahead and map some data out and figure where we are on the overall map of things. So looking back at this chart, here we are, and current times, we are in this yellow area. In this yellow area is typically when we see the end of the bear market, all right? And as you can see over here in 2015, we had that bear market, and then in early 2015, we entered 140K blocks post Bitcoin halving. This is when the market tends to bottom, going off of the previous 2 cycles from 2016, 2017, as well as 2019, 2020, 2021. 140,000 blocks post halving is typically when we start to see the bottom. And then we form in this yellow, a bit of a range, but typically we go up from there, right? In 2016, as you can see, we went up and we never revisited the lows of the bear market. And then over here in 2019, this actually happened. The 140K blocks post halving happened right at the bottom of the bear market. From there, Bitcoin went from $3,000 to $13,000 in a few months' time. Then, of course, we had that March of 2020 dump, Corona dump. But from there, it was up only, all right? If Corona never happened, if that never happened, maybe we wouldn't have had that massive sell-off. But it did happen. It's on the chart, but the lows were never revisited. And from the time of 140,000 blocks post-halving, we went up. Now, if we look at current day, where are we? All right, we literally just entered the 140,000 block post-halving section of the market. This is very paramount, and this is very key looking at previous cycle data. As you can see, if I go to my own chart here, this is typically where the market is going to go ahead and range. But typically this bottom at the 140K blocks post-halving is the bottom of the range. So we have to treat this level at 15,600 at the current moment, because we don't know what's going to happen on the right side of the chart. Nobody knows what's going to happen on the right side of the chart. So at the current moment in time, we understand where we are in this map. We understand that we have 70K blocks approximately, 67K blocks until that next Bitcoin halving. So based off of previous data, we are now officially kind of out of the bear market stage. And now we are in the range bound stage for the next year or so until the halving, until we enter that next parabolic uptrend section of the market, which is highlighted in green over here, right? So that is very important to note. Based off of the 4-year Bitcoin halving cycle, we are officially out of the downtrend. Can we go lower? Yes, we certainly can, because if we look what happened over here, this is a weekly price chart. I went ahead and marked those time frames. Where is it? Here we go. I went ahead and marked these time frames with yellow dotted or white dotted lines, right? Basically 140K blocks post halving. And as we can see here, in 2016 over here, we did almost revisit the lows, but we never came as low as the lowest wick over here at $164 on Bitcoin. We came down to 200, but we did have a huge retracement. All right, so we had this time around a 40% drop in that range-bound market cycle. And then over here, of course, we bottomed at $3,200. We went all the way to $13,500, and then we crashed a healthy 70% all the way back down to 4K. All right, so with that being said, we are in the stage of the market where we can certainly expect a push up higher and then possibly another crash down, and then we go parabolic. But I certainly find it very hard to be really, really bearish now based off of this data, okay? And based off of the previous week's move, which took out some huge resistance levels, huge moving averages, right? The 50 moving average on the daily, if I go ahead and show you that right now, this is a pretty key indicator on Bitcoin. If we pull up a 50 MA on the 3-day, we officially went ahead and this teal line here, we are above that. As we can see, when we get above this line in the past, it usually is a very bullish flashing signal. We came out of it over here in 2019, out of that bear market bottom. We flipped that 50-day moving average on the 3-day chart. From there, we went from 3K all the way up to 13,500. We lost it. We crashed back down in 2020 with the March 2020 crash. And then what happened once we got back over the 3-day 50 moving average, we went parabolic. All right, now current times, what did we do? We've been underneath this 3-day 50 moving average for basically the entire bear market since December 2021. We have been underneath this. It's been used as resistance, and we have officially now cracked above it. So this weekly candle is going to close in 5 hours. A weekly candle close like this, if you're still bearish, you're going to experience max pain, in my opinion. Of course, I could be wrong. We could crash to new lows from here, but the way that everything looks, everything is pointing that we actually continue to go up higher here. So I'm going to treat it like that. I'm going to treat my trading approach like that too. All right, so I hope that makes sense and answers the question of whether or not the Bitcoin bull market is back. We are now, again, in that 140K block post-halving era where we tend to go range bound, but usually the bottom of the range is right at the start of this period, And we just came off of, on the weekly chart again. Look at these weekly candles. Certainly looks like a bottom. Also broke out of this descending wedge. Weekly bullish divergence. So many things pointing up. So we are now in territory where we can expect to push higher. We just experienced 6 months of down only, 6 months of sell-offs, and no bullish price action. Eventually that has to change. We have been conditioned like animals to expect a green candle to just sell off immediately. But guess what? That will change eventually, and it certainly looks like that time is right now. All right, so that should clear everything up, whether or not I think we are back in a bull trend or the bear market will continue. Let me go ahead and catch up with the live chat. Big shout out to everybody showing love in the live chat right now. We got Waifu Hunter, we got Michael DJI Manor, Tony Robert, we got Patrick Van Houten, we got Labradoodle. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for your support over here. What's up, Anna Maria? And let's see. All right, guys. Yeah, Dr. C saying he needs the bear market to come back, stop pumping. Certainly, right? The max pain scenario is up from here. Everybody wants the bear market to come back. Everybody wants to buy lower. Of course I want to buy lower. But guess what? The way things look right now, it doesn't look like we may get that. So we have to prepare and prepare for the max pain scenario, which we just continue to rip up higher. If we look at the chart, we have this wick from 25K. This is at the first collapse when Luna went down and 3 Arrows Capital and Celsius Network. All those entities crashed. Bitcoin crashed to $25,000 and bounced from there. So that wick is marked with this yellow line on my chart at $25,350. That's certainly a possible level that Bitcoin can continue up to here. And then we also have these levels on the chart. I like 24K personally, $23,800, $24,000 as a possible spot where we'll see a major pullback. But regardless, I am expecting things to push up higher here. Of course, I'm being responsible with my risk and not risking everything that I have, but my bias is up. My bias is bullish. And again, it is the weekend right now. It is a scam pump Sunday. Be prepared for a little sweep of the highs here. Everybody is long right now. If you look at the open interest levels, if you look at everything, all metrics, everybody is aping long. So what do market makers love to do? And they're on leverage too. So what do market makers love to do? They love to flush them out. How would they flush them out? You get them extremely bullish, sweeping the highs, and you just deviate right back into the range. And then you actually do the big move up after you do that. But right now, I would certainly not be surprised to see a sweep of the highs. We'll see what does happen here. But that is Bitcoin. If you guys enjoyed that analysis as well as that previous data history and you got something of value from it, make sure you let me know by smashing that like button down below. And also, before we go ahead and continue, I do want to ask the live audience in a poll what the sentiment is on the market. So answer the live poll that I am putting out right now. Go ahead and answer that poll. We're going to give it around 5 minutes time, but I'm interested to see what the sentiment is here among the crypto empire community on whether or not the bottom is in. Go ahead and answer that poll. Mr. H saying, hi, Connor. All the best to you from the UK. Thank you, Mr. H. I appreciate that. What's going on, Tori? Guys, go ahead and answer that poll. And let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum as you guys go ahead and do that. So ETH, very similar looking chart to Bitcoin as we can see here. Range bound over the weekend. And if we actually drop this to a lower time frame chart, I usually never go on a 5 minute, but in this example, I'm going to go on a 5 minute chart here. So if we look at this here, we have our range high, right? If we take these wicks into account, right, we went ahead and we swept the highs yesterday. Okay, then we deviated. We went ahead and tried to break out again from these levels, We couldn't break it, so we're back into the range. Notice we have these lows over here at $1,507, just like we went ahead and swept these wick highs on ETH last night and again this morning. Don't be surprised if we come down and sweep the wick lows and then go back into the range. For the next 5 hours or so, maybe things will turn around towards that weekly candle close and new week open, but I am not really expecting anything crazy to happen until that 5-hour time period. So keep that in mind, right? We could definitely come down here and sweep 1,500, deviate back in before the real move up. Do not do anything crazy with leverage on a Sunday is basically the point that I'm trying to tell you right now. But looking at ETH here on the daily time frame, also in a parabolic move, also looks very strong. ETH is actually weaker than Bitcoin in the sense that Bitcoin tested the wick high from November of 2022 before the FTX crash. All right? ETH has not. ETH is still a few percentage points away from that level, and on ETH that lies at $1,680. Okay? So Ethereum certainly weaker than Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results of this poll. I'm going to go ahead and end it right now. If you have not answered the poll, you have 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. All right, we are pretty much split down the middle, but 51% of you say that we are in a new bull market and 48% of you say that we are not. Very interesting. We are literally split down the middle here with our audience consensus. Max Pain is up. I'm bullish, right? To all 48% of you who say no, I hope that it's not for your own sake, because you are probably going to be crying yourself to sleep watching the green candles print if we are actually bottomed out here. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Deepak says people who bought Bitcoin just a few days before FTX news would like to get out of the 21K level. That depends if they're short-term traders or if they believe in Bitcoin long-term, because a lot of people believe in the long-term vision of Bitcoin as a new form of currency, because Bitcoin is it's the original cryptocurrency, and as we know, the fiat currency system is completely shot. So it doesn't have too much life left, and a lot of people think that Bitcoin is a solid alternative. So if people bought Bitcoin at 21K and they think it's going to go to $100,000 plus, they might not just sell when price is back here at $21,000. So that certainly depends on what type of investor or trader they are when they bought it at 21K before the FTX crash. Good question though, Deepak Sharma. All right, we will get to the request for Altcoin TA towards the end of the stream. I have some more prepared material that I want to share with you until we get to that altcoin trading section of the live stream. Now, moving on, we'll go look at our Twitter wisdom for the day. And our Twitter wisdom is actually from myself. Max Pain is up. 48% of you say that we're going to go lower. We certainly can. I never claim to be the know-all, end-all, be-all genius cryptocurrency investor. All I've done since I've started this channel is simply share my experience as a trader and investor in the cryptocurrency market. So I don't have the end-all, be-all answer, but I know that Max Pain is up. All right, a lot of people are going to be really, really let down if we don't go back to those 16K lows. So that's our Twitter wisdom for the day. Now let's go ahead and move on and talk about cryptocurrencies, because as we see here, we have 12,524 coins, but a lot of these are not cryptocurrencies. A lot of these are ERC20 tokens that are simply protocol tokens, and they have horrible tokenomics, and venture capitalists got into pre-sales, and it really sways from the original ethos of crypto. So when we go to actual cryptocurrencies, we have Bitcoin, and then we also have right here number 15 of the market cap, Litecoin. Now Litecoin has been around for quite some time now, since 2013 if I'm not mistaken. Regardless, as we can see right here, we have 195 days until the next Litecoin halving. Just like Bitcoin every 4 years, Litecoin has a halving every 4 years where the block reward is halved. And with Litecoin, there's about 11,000 more coins left to mine in circulation with Litecoin. And there's a very important point of why I'm telling you this right now, so stick with me right now. Right, as we can see, the circulating supply of Litecoin is 72 million. The total supply is 84 million. So around 12 million coins left to be mined in circulation. That's not a lot. This network is approaching maturity. This network has been live now for 10 years. So with that being said, we have to prepare for this next halving, because if we take a look at Litecoin compared to the halving cycles in the past, it has typically had a huge run up every time we have the halving cycle. Let me go ahead and pull up a chart that will go all the way back in time. Let's look at Kraken here. So if we look at Litecoin every time it has a halving, the last one for Litecoin, let's clean this up. The last halving for Litecoin occurred sometime over here. But what happens every time we have that halving is we have a big run up beforehand in anticipation of it. All right, so as we can see in December of 2018, eerily similar to December of 2022, it's the same exact point in the 4-year halving cycle, 2018, 2022. But anyways, Litecoin bottomed December of 2018. It went from $21 to $145. In a few weeks' time, as we can see here, it went in 196 days, so about 6 months, Litecoin went 500%. All right, that was the last Litecoin halving. Now, as we can see over here, November, December of 2022, which again is the same exact point in time as that previous 4-year halving cycle in 2018. Same exact point in time right here. As we can see, we have started to move up higher in anticipation of the next halving. This is going to take place in August, right? This is going to take place in August 2023. We're actually, sorry, July 30th now. All right, so right before August starts. July 30th, this is expected to take place. So what we can expect here on Litecoin is a run-up before this next halving, okay? How do we prepare for that? You buy Litecoin, not financial advice. But at the current moment in time, with this halving for Litecoin so soon, Litecoin is expected to blow Bitcoin out of the water. Also, if we take a look at this Litecoin Bitcoin chart on the weekly time frame, depending on how you draw your trend lines, if I drew them connecting these highs here like so, we still broke all major trend lines here. Okay, all major trend lines on the Litecoin Bitcoin pair on the weekly time frame have been broken to the upside. Litecoin is going to absolutely crush Bitcoin over the next 6 months or so. So this gives us an opportunity to multiply our Bitcoin. If you have 1 Bitcoin right now and you want to get 2 or 3 Bitcoins, what can you do? You trade it. This is not financial advice. This is simply a strategy that I'm sharing with you that I may or may not be doing myself. I am doing it myself. Right, you basically sell your Bitcoin into Litecoin. We just broke all these major trend lines. The trend is bullish right now. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, we're back. Thank you for everybody's patience with that brief intermission. Now, again, we just broke all major trend lines on the Litecoin Bitcoin weekly time frame, and we have this gray box. This is the buy zone. We're in the buy zone right now. I'm expecting this Litecoin Bitcoin chart to bottom out within a week, and then we're going to start going parabolic. My prediction, not financial advice. But again, I put my money where my mouth is, and yeah, Litecoin is the play, is one play for me right now, certainly. I will sell it back into Bitcoin once we get to these profit target levels outlined with my white lines up here. Can it go higher than that? Yes, it can definitely go higher than these white lines. But look, I'm just looking to flip some Litecoin for some more Bitcoin here, that's all. All right, so this is a little play here, and I think it has a very high probability chance of working out. And if we look to 1.5 million Satoshis per Litecoin at this price level, it would be a gain of 258%. So that's about a 3x, right? We can turn 1 Bitcoin into 3 Bitcoins potentially, not financial advice, but we can turn 1 Bitcoin into 3 here if this trade plays out. I think it has a very high probability chance of playing out based off of, again, the previous cycles, right? If we look here, December of 2018, last time Litecoin bottomed, it also bottomed versus Bitcoin, and then it went, this is the run up before the halving, it went 163%. All right, you still would have turned 1 Bitcoin into over 2 if you took the trade. We are in that exact same point in the chart right now. It's hard for me not to be uber bullish, but that should be very clear. This analysis should make perfect sense. If you don't understand it, I suggest that you brush up on your technical analysis, as well as just look at the previous data from previous halving cycles, because it's all right there in plain sight. I'm just sharing with you some very obvious information that just takes a little bit of research to find out. Now, if we look at Litecoin here on the 1 hour time frame versus Bitcoin, it has 1 hour bullish divergence, right? We're in a little bit of a falling wedge here, but I'm expecting price to bottom out in this gray box. Once it leaves this gray box, I think it will start going parabolic, and the time will be too late to take this trade. So I'm letting you all know well ahead of time. I think it has a very high chance of playing out. Not financial advice. Don't invest or trade more than you can afford to lose. Yada, 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 yada. You all know the drill, right? You're all adults. You can all take responsibility for your decisions. But look at the charts, do your own analysis. If it lines up with my analysis right now, go multiply your Bitcoins. You know what to do. But yeah, expecting it to bottom out over here in the gray zone. Take a sip of water real quick. McNaz says, do you think it's better to hodl or long Litecoin? You can just play the spot, McNaz. You don't need leverage with this move. Right, if you're expecting a 100% to 200% gain and you're going to, flip it back into Bitcoin, you don't have to use leverage for that. So you can just go spot and sell it again. The price targets for me here, 1.5 million Satoshis each. That's a 3x. Flipping 1 Bitcoin into 3. By selling it up here at 1.5 mil sats. But super obvious play, right? Just going off of the halving cycle. Do your own research, but it's all there. All right, now going forward, let's go ahead and take a look at some altcoins. How long? We've already been going for 30 minutes, so it's about time to get into the altcoin trading section of today's live stream. Let's go ahead and take a look at a ton of charts, go over trade ideas, and try to find some setups for this upcoming week so that we can make some more gains with our shorter time frame trading. Now, we went over BTC and ETH, right, just to catch up with Bitcoin again for anybody who may just be tuning into the live stream right now. We're in this weekend trading range with the high at 21,466. The lows down here at 20,265. We have this very interesting demand level. Let me go ahead and map this out. We have a demand zone right here on Bitcoin at 19,900 down to 19,735. And we also have a large pocket of demand liquidity down here at around 19,000 to 19,400. So if we do get a dip, understand we're in a parabola right now. Okay? In a parabola, the dips are very short-lived. And they give you a narrow window to buy, and then it just rockets higher and it just takes off without you. So I'm not expecting a crazy dip back into the 18Ks, right, in this blue area. It's certainly a very attractive area to buy, but I don't think the dip is going to be that shallow, even if we do get a dip. Okay, so any pullbacks to 19,800 or 19,400, I'm going to bid. Right, I'm expecting that to hold as support, and then we go ahead and sweep higher. But again, it's Scam Pump Sunday, so if we go ahead and sweep the range high and deviate back in, don't be surprised. A lot of apes right now are leveraged up longs on a ton of altcoins. Market makers know that, so they're probably going to try to sweep them before we actually continue to move higher. So let's go ahead and take a look at some charts. Atom has been crushing it. If we look at Atom here, Atom has been trading in this parallel upward sloping channel now since last week, January 8th, last Sunday, right? It went ahead and basically found its bottom. Strong impulse move up to 1150, went sideways, second touch of the trend line, again pushed up, hit the top of the trend line. Look on the sell-offs here, right? This channel is being respected very well. Goes right to the channel bottom, goes to mid-range, tests the channel bottom again. So Atom, we have to respect this channel that it is currently trading in. And even yesterday, in my Discord, I was looking at 3 coins yesterday to trade. They were Solana, Matic, and Atom. I only ended up actually taking Solana, but I was charting Atom and Matic for everybody. But basically, I thought, I was like, I wonder if it's going to come and test this trend line again. Notice it sold off, then it goes sideways, tests the trend line. The second it does that, it takes off. Okay, so watch this trend line. If it comes back to it going sideways, use a horizontal level, right? All we can do is look to the left and put some lines on the chart. Right, I'm looking right here. So use some horizontal levels to plan out your next move. Don't just trade on a whim, plan the trade ahead of time. All right, so if we go sideways to this trend line, you can go ahead and bid here, expecting to move higher, again, towards the top of the trend line, which is going to take Atom towards $15. In an uptrend, Atom $15, it makes a lot of sense. So that's Atom here, right? If we're going to go ahead and set something like that up, planning to get long on this trend line, I don't want to use a really, long stop. I want to keep a tight stop, especially if I'm going to take this with leverage, expecting the trend line to hold. So you can go ahead and risk 1% to possibly make 11%, right? Just a trade idea, 10 to 1 risk reward here on Atom, playing the channel, right? Respect the channel until it breaks. If it breaks down here, you're only risking 1% on the trade, you get out, but the chance is that it holds and you catch the move higher. All right, so that's Atom. AVAX, a lot of people are loving AVAX right now. And if we look at AVAX, we have this level at 1675, currently being used as a support resistance flip on AVAX. I want to grab some levels up here so I know where it's going next. So certainly $20.50 is attractive. And we have 1932 as well. That's resistance from current price. We're at 16. Let me see. So that's a 14% move. Now AVAX, certainly not my favorite coin. I don't usually like to trade it too much, but yeah, it looks like it can push up to $19 to $20 here if we do get this next leg up higher. So what we want to do is basically plan for a support entry on AVAX. And our support levels, 1567 is one. That's the top of the gray zone right here, 1567. Then we have this red line, which is the start of this. I don't think it goes this low because, again, we're in a heavy uptrend and the dips are very shallow in a heavy uptrend. So don't count on any really big dips. Take what you can get. Maybe you put your stop around here. Targeting again 19, so you have a 6 to 1 potentially here on AVAX if we do end up getting a pullback to support. I wouldn't 8 now, but I would wait for lower. We'll leave that on the chart, and we'll also, after we look at a few more, I'll take some audience requests. Now CRV, that's a trade we called in the Discord group. Dalton over here crushing it. Big shout out to Dalton, one of the moderators in the Discord. Active every single day, giving his analysis and trade ideas. Really good dude. And we have, let's see, this CRV long. So we took our entry again at 67 cents. I covered this trade in previous videos. But yeah, we hit our first target at 80. Target 2 is 91, and then we're looking for $1. As you can see, we're approaching our next target at 91. But this trade crushed, right? Heavy win here for the crypto empire. That's CRV. Would I do anything now? Nah, not really. Right, the opportunity passed. Maybe if we come back down to support at 80 cents to 78 cents, 79 cents, we can get a decent opportunity to look for a long entry again. Because again, I think this is going to $1. I think it's got $1 in it easily. So if we look at this, if you catch it at 79 cents and ride it to $1, you have a 25% gain on the table. Or maybe you put your stop below this wick. Still a 4.7 to 1. If you catch it at 79 cents and it goes to $1, you're only risking 5% to make 25%. So it's there. I'll keep that on the chart actually, and we'll review that if it actually happens. Me, I'm already in this, so I don't have to do anything. But this is for everybody who's itching for something to do. Let's move on and look at Solana too. So Solana, I'm expecting $30 on Sol. If we look at Sol, let's zoom this out to the daily time frame. If we look at this thing, it's in a parabola of its own. All right, sold off down here to $8. Max fear over here at $8. Anybody who bought down here, I commemorate you on having the cojones to go ahead and go long or buy Solana down here below 10. Good on you. Power move. I respect it 100%. But ever since that was the bottom, and we have gone parabolic out of that. All right, we are now trading at $23.29. And notice how Sol is moving. It pumps, consolidates in a bull flag, pumps, consolidates for a few days in a bull flag, pumps. Now we're in that consolidation phase. All right, so what we want to do is anticipate that next pump higher to the next outlined levels. On my chart, the levels are very clear. $30 is our next level. If we're going to scalp this and you want to take profit sooner, you have 26, 25.84 at these wick lows over here, and you also have $28.50 at some of these key levels. But mainly the main target for Solana long here is 30 bucks. So let's drop this now again to the lower time frames and go over the trade idea so that we're prepared for it when it happens. Again, the parabola is very clear. We pump, we go consolidate until we hit the parabola support, pump, hit the parabola support, pump. So what we have to anticipate is we might just prematurely pump before we get back to this orange parabola. But what I would personally expect here is kind of a drawn out consolidation back into this parabola. But at the same time, keep in mind with parabolas, they are always the strongest at the end. They go straight up vertical at the end of them. So if this is going to be short-lived and we're going to start going straight up vertical soon, maybe it doesn't actually make its way over here back to test the parabola support like it did both times previously over here last Saturday, Sunday, and then as well on Friday of this week, it came and tested the parabola again and took off. All right, anyway, so with Solana, we have our support level down here at $22.25 approximately. If we get a dip down there to like $22, $22.25, that would be the opportune entry, right? The optimal entry. So let's plan it out here. We'll put it here at $22.50 because I don't know if we're going to be able to catch the exact bottom. But if we look at this trade, we have, it's pretty crazy. There's another 30% on the table. Solana is up right now on the week. Let's see, Solana on the week it's up 80%. 2 weeks it's up 133%. So this thing has been going crazy, but when the trend is up, the trend is your friend until the end. So with Solana, yeah, expect it to possibly consolidate, find that parabola again, and then rock it off to $30. That's my trade plan with it. Of course, I just do this for informational purposes only. This is not financial advice. So chart it on your own, and if you like the trade on your own, take it. You take full responsibility for it, obviously. It's your money, your trade. You press that buy and sell button. But with that being said, if you want to constantly get my market analysis and you want to constantly know what I'm thinking, every move that I make, well, then go ahead right now and get yourself inside of the Crypto Empire Premium Discord group. Go to my website, cryptoempireco.io, and go ahead and join Discord, all right? Go ahead and get yourself in there if you want to find out exactly what I am doing all of the time and not just watch the YouTube content. So that is Solana. Let's go ahead and move on. We also want to cover Matic, and then I'm going to get into the live audience requests. Would the Crypto Empire private group be useful for a portfolio with 1K in it? I mean, potentially yes, right? Like with 1K, yeah, I would say so, right? You buy one good coin and you can turn that 1K to 10K pretty quick, especially if things are going to continue higher here, but that's up to you. I certainly would suggest, because money is all relative. To some people, $1,000 is not that much. To some people, $1,000 is a ton of money. I understand the value of $1,000, but $1,000 isn't what it used to be to me before, right? When I was at a different place in my life years ago, right? I'm getting kind of old now, so $1,000, as you get older, you tend to increase your income too. So $1,000 doesn't have the same ring that it had, but it's still a decent amount of money. But with investing and trading, the more money you have, the more money that you're going to potentially make. But if you're just starting with 1,000, I would say, yeah, you come and learn, right? It's really more for education. And once you learn the skills yourself, then you can go ahead and apply and grow that capital. But money is all relative. Money is all relative. To some people, 100K is not a lot of money, but to some people, 100K is a life-changing amount. So I can't really answer that question accurately, but I would say that you're still going to learn a ton if you join. Anyways, guys, with Matic here, I'm going to start out on the higher time frames, and then we're going to go ahead and drop it down lower. Let's go start on a 3-day time frame for Matic. Now, if you guys have noticed what I've done here with my chart, I have put this gray box on the chart, highlighting a nice trading range. All right, the top of this gray box is exactly at $1. And if we look at this $1 level, it is a very key level on the Matic chart, being used as support and resistance multiple times over and over and over again. And if we look at the bottom of the chart, the support level down here, it's 70 cents, 68, 69 cents, right? That's the bottom. But anyways, we're about to break out of the gray box to the upside. Once Matic closes on the daily time frame above $1, it's time, right? This thing is going to take off. This is on the verge of a huge move. Now, before the FTX collapse, it broke the $1 level. It tested 130 and then tanked back down into the range here. But, of course, we know that Bitcoin already went ahead and tested the FTX wick high. ETH is very close to it. A lot of altcoins have already broken out above it. But Matic is lagging behind a little bit. So what we want to do is anticipate this bullish move breaking out above $1. It's sitting at 98.5 cents right now. We're right there. It's about to pop. All right, so we need to prepare for this move. I could draw a parabola on the chart like all these other ones. Right, if you guys want to learn how to draw a parabola on your trading view, you have the curve tool. Go to your lines. See if I can find this. I have it favorited. Where's the curve tool? Whatever. I have it favorited here. So what you're going to want to do is grab the curve tool, put it down on your chart, and then you can go ahead and draw your parabola. So if we put one on Matic here, it is in a parabola here. It's taken off. Something like this here. So if we look at Matic, every time we touch this green or this orange parabola, we pump. Okay. Every time this is touched, it pumps. Maybe it has a drawn out consolidation back to it. I wouldn't count on it. Drop this to a 1 hour here. So our main support, we have our monthly open at 93 cents. I don't think we get that big of a dip. If we look at this sell-off after the big run up, look at all the absorption that happened here. Right, a lot of this long wick down indicated that buyers were stepping in all throughout here. All right, so unlikely that we do get back down to 93, maybe on a little wick, but certainly going to mark that out as a rally-based rally demand zone. If we get to 93, it's hard not to be a buyer, right? I can certainly recommend setting limit orders at 93.5 cents here, right at this level, in case we do get it, with anticipation of the $1 level to break. But support here on the chart locally is 97 cents. All right, so we're flirting right there. If we wanted to plan this out, I wouldn't risk too much, especially on the first entry. I would plan for something like this on Matic. Targeting 115 first, but realistically this thing's going to 130. But we'll take it one level at a time. But this is the Matic trade plan. All we're doing is expecting $1 to break. Because as we see, every time $1 is broken in the past, it likes to go on a little bit of a run. Especially over here in November, when it broke $1. It pumped 22%. And then last bull market as well, when it breaks $1, it runs. So that's Matic. All right, now those are the coins that I have been watching this weekend. Let's get into some altcoin requests here. Steve Sabat saying, Trucker is going hard on Litecoin. Thanks, bro. You're awesome. Regardless how it works out, ultimately it's on me. You're the man. Thank you, Trucker Steve. And with that Litecoin trade, we're riding it together. I got my money in it too. So either we go down or we come out victorious. But the way it looks so good, right? Especially with the fact that the halving is 6 months away. And every time it's had the halving in the past, it goes up at least 100% versus Bitcoin. It's not a guaranteed bet because there's no such thing as free lunch in the market, but it's a very high probability chance of playing out. So we'll see what happens. But regardless, Trucker Steve, thank you for your support, my friend. Phil Great Crypto saying he just entered into Solana. Nice. What's the average percent return for the Discord calls? That depends if you use leverage or not, but yeah, I mean, we tend to do kind of well here, and especially over the past week or so. After I put out the alert that we're going long here, right? We crushed it. So if you would have joined this past week, I mean, you could have turned that 1K into 2, 3, 4, 5 pretty easily, but. Yeah, I mean, trading is an individual sport. The Discord is me coaching you, and you're inside of the octagon. All right, let's take a look at Luna for our guy Tintin. What's going on, Tintin? Good to see you here. So Luna, as you see, I already started to draw it. I was looking at Luna yesterday. So this is key on Luna. Notice here, let's go to a 12-hour chart. Notice we have this wick from September of 2022 and going back. This is a key level over here at $2, and we're just breaking out above $2 right now, flipping it. So this is looking like it wants to go a little bit higher here on Luna. Certainly looks like it wants to push higher. I'm going to draw a trend line like this because this trend lines can also be used, parabolas can be used, same thing really, just a way to mark the direction of the move that it's going and find a logical level of support. But Luna here breaking $1, and it doesn't look like it wants to stop. You have this here at 259, but that's still like 30% from current price, at 25%. To your next major resistance. We can mark this too. Certainly use this at 243. And this is a 16% move to the next target on Luna. I wouldn't chase it right now. Actually, I might. Look at these 2-hour candles. Anybody who knows how to read candlestick formations, this should tell you something, right? We got 2 nice pin bars. This one closed red, but it's still a bullish candle. By the way, after a bullish engulfing candle on volume that broke the $2 level. This is a long. I might have to just ape. You can use a tight stop beneath this wick, but this looks good to continue. Luna. Tintin, thank you for the shout out. Yeah, this looks ready to pop. Looking at the candles, right? We had the bullish engulfing close above $2, really good. Retest long pin bar down, buyers step it back in, push it back up. The next 2-hour candle, retest, buyers push it back up. If this closes green, yeah, it looks good. It looks good to continue. It looks ready to pop to 243, then 259. And I'm expecting this parabola to continue here, so let's map out some higher target levels as well. We have 316, $3. We'll put a line at $3 here. And then this red supply level at 379, 380. But yeah, these are your levels on Luna. It's going. It's not waiting for anybody. So not financial advice, but yeah, that looks pretty good. Shout out to Crypto Muscle saying smash the like button. Thank you, Crypto Muscle. Appreciate that. Anna Maria has been asking for Singularity AGIX since I started the stream, so let's take a look at AGIX. And the artificial intelligence coins continuing to pump. This has been crushing it since the past 2 weeks or so. It has gone to current price 261%. That's over a 3x in price. After this long, drawn-out bottoming period, all the artificial intelligence coins have had a similar type of move where they've went 2 to 3x, 4x. Some of the lower cap ones have gone 10x plus, all related to artificial intelligence. But here with AGIX, notice we went right into this pocket of liquidity that I have outlined. It's in green, but we can switch it red for a supply zone. Switch this red. Right, we tagged that. And our daily RSI. Alright, I don't know what happened to my RSI. Let's put it back on the chart. I don't know why that happens. We can see it now. Here we go. Come on. There we go. Daily RSI is very, very overbought. So I would be a little bit careful. Yeah, I would be a little bit careful here with AGIX. Because it also broke the parabola, especially in the lower time frames, right? This is a perfect example of a parabola breaking. We go ahead and draw this. A trend line break is the same exact thing. But look, all I'm doing is connecting the parabola to these support touches, and it broke. So no, this is a no-go, right? Just based off of my trading rules, my trading plan, when something breaks a parabola like this, I lose interest, right? We can also draw a trend line like this. Has not broken this trend line yet, but it did break the parabola line. So yeah, AGIX, be careful with it. Broke its parabola. Now before we look at any more altcoins, I want to show you Bitcoin dominance. Because as we see, Bitcoin dominance has been charging up higher, especially on the weekly time frame. Now the weekly time frame is what we want to track here, because this basically gives us the indication that's going to play out over the next week until the next weekly candle. Now Bitcoin dominance was looking bearish last week, had a really bearish candle, but at the start of the week it put in a little wick lower at 40.7%. Now it's up here at 42.84%. This tells us this candle will close in 4 hours and 15 minutes. This candle, if it closes right now the way it is, means that Bitcoin is going to continue to outperform altcoins. Or I shouldn't say continue to, because a lot of altcoins have gone over 100%, while Bitcoin is only up, what, like 30% or so. So this tells us that Bitcoin is going to take the reins. When this weekly candle closes, if it closes and holds all this meat in the body, this tells us that altcoins may take a bit of a hit, that Bitcoin is going to suck in liquidity again. So pay attention to that. Altcoins can underperform Bitcoin this upcoming week the way that this candle looks on Bitcoin dominance. Now, myself, I think that Bitcoin dominance is due to get back up here towards 50%. It doesn't have to, right? It can maybe top out again at 47% over here. I wouldn't be surprised if it topped out at this level, but still, when that happens, usually we see Bitcoin go ahead and suck in market share and go on a bit of a run by itself and leave altcoins in the dust. Could this time be different? Yes, it most certainly can. But have that in the back of your mind as this week goes ahead and starts up. Let's see. You are what you thinking. Labs Group Labs. Enjoy the ride. Not missing. Thank me later. Let's check it out. Labs Group. This is a micro cap coin. I have never heard of this before in my life. $1.1 million market cap. So it's a very micro cap. And I'm guessing it's artificial intelligence. Ooh, real estate through the blockchain. So anybody that doesn't know, I'm involved in real estate. I'm an agent, also an investor, so I like real estate a lot. It's my second favorite asset class behind cryptocurrency. And I don't know what this thing is, but I know there's a lot of coins that want to revolutionize real estate on the blockchain. Regardless, I hope that one works out for you. I have my low caps, but you are what you thinking. Thanks for sharing. HNT seems to be pumping. Can you take a look at it? Anna Maria, you want to know how high AGIX can go? I'll give you a target real quick before we move on. 6 cents. 6.5 cents. But yeah, seriously, be careful with it now. It just hit weekly supply and it broke the parabola, so just be careful with it. But yeah, it can get up to 3.5 cents and then 6.5 cents. Now Helium HNT is looking very good on its daily candle. Clearing this September wick, trying to, below it right now. If the daily closes above this level at $3.20, that's very bullish and we can expect it to push up higher. And we want to mark this wick from, again, the FTX collapse. Let's see, this high is 450. 450.8. So we'll put the line exactly on that wick. But yeah, if HNT closes above this line on the daily, that's a great sign. And to that next level that I marked, you have 40%. So what we want to do is drop this to the lower time frames and essentially look. So this has 2-hour bearish divergence. That's pretty weak. But in an uptrend, obviously bearish divergence is invalidated because the trend is your friend. You don't want to counter trend trade. But if you look at HNT right now, it is showing signs of weakness at a big resistance level. So maybe it pulls back. What I've noticed throughout my trading is that when we have divergence, for example, right now we have this bearish divergence, but we're in an uptrend. So usually it won't break the support. So if you're going to short it, your entry would be, a closure beneath these lows. You don't short until structure breaks in an uptrend. In a downtrend and you have something like this, I'll short the top up here all day. But yeah, you would basically wait for more confirmation if you were looking to go short on this. But because the trend is up and we want this to go higher, we use support as an opportunity to get long. And there's that level at 268, and there's also a level here at 277. So it would look something like this. The numbers are crazy, but listen, crypto is the best asset class to trade for these reasons. We get these moves. When things are moving, when coins are moving in an altcoin season like we are right now, we see these crazy types of moves. So you're risking really a little, less than 5%, to make about 60%. It does have 2-hour bearish divergence, so be careful. I wouldn't long it, but that is HNT. We got Harps Degon saying privacy coins Dero NR, please. So Dero is the privacy smart contract chain. Let's check out Dero. And if we take a look at this thing, clean it up, get rid of all this nonsense on the chart. So it's at resistance, which is fine. If you notice with these wicks, right, usually stops right at this level at 480, 477. So if it flips this and closes above it on at least the 4 hour, that's very, very good. Our daily candle right now is above the line. A bullish close would be a good thing if we want continuation. But this has not taken off like a lot of the other coins have taken off, which is good. But privacy is not the narrative yet. When privacy is the narrative, this thing will go parabolic. Monero is going to go parabolic. Pirate Chain is going to go parabolic. Just like right now, all the artificial intelligence coins and the Ethereum liquid staking derivative coins like LDO, Lido. Anybody who faded Lido, I feel bad for you. You might miss the boat. Still a decent entry, but not below 2. I don't think it's going to be forgiving and give you a big dip to like 175, 150, $1.25, $1. You know, when this thing goes, it's going to go. So it's starting to go right now. I don't think we're going to get a forgiving dip. So hold on. I'm holding on to that. But anyway, back to Dero here. Yeah, it's looking good. Notice with the trend line, right? What do we have, guys? We have a nice ascending accumulation with horizontal resistance. This is an ascending triangle, the chart pattern. And we want this level to break and pump higher. So it's pretty clear. If you want to 8 now, certainly go ahead and do so. I would put the stop beneath these daily candle wicks, right? These daily candle wicks here, like so. This wick, put your stop beneath that, and you target the higher levels. But yeah, Dero, most people, this is like a buy and hold thing if you're going to buy this, because they believe in the privacy technology, which makes a lot of sense. Ethereum is basically owned by centralized parties at this point, and it's only going to get worse. It might even get to a point where you need to KYC to use the Ethereum blockchain, which would totally go against the ethos of crypto. But listen, the people in charge want you to be a slave, basically. So yeah, privacy smart contract blockchains make a lot of sense. Dero, the number one for that. And then we have Pirate Chain over here. And it looks super good too. Broke out of this falling descending wedge. Weekly bullish divergence. I've showed you this before. Anybody who's brand new here, it has weekly bullish divergence. If that's the first time you're hearing it, just broke the trend line. Looks super good. Now needs to get above this horizontal level. Daily candle recovered. If this can flip from red to green, that would be great. Even better is if in the next 4 hours it can close above 42.8 cents. Right? If it can close a candle above 43 cents, that would be very good. But yeah, right now, this could possibly pull back and retest the breakout trend line and then move. But the way that things are looking, it depends how you want to take this, right? Pirate Chain is not a short-term trade. Pirate Chain is more of a buy and hold type of thing. So depending on how you want to take this, if you want to take it as a trade, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend that though. But you would put the stop beneath this daily wick and you would just look to ride this breakout. Or you can be patient and hopefully you get a retest of the descending wedge breakout trend line and you can enter at that breakout level. But both are looking good. The privacy coins are looking good. Let's take a look at Monero too while we're on the subject. Monero is a beast. Monero, just like Litecoin, is crushing Bitcoin. I actually made a video. If we go to my channel, a few months ago, I made this video. Bitcoin dominance keeps dropping. Which altcoins to buy? And in that video, Monero was crushing Bitcoin, and it still is. But this drop over the past few days is a good thing to me. This is a healthy pullback. Bitcoin dominance is going up, which is why we're seeing both Litecoin, Monero, even ETH BTC dropping. It's coming back into this green box. I'm expecting it to find a bottom and then just continue to dominate Bitcoin all of 2023. The original cryptocurrencies, Litecoin and Monero. If you want to get more Bitcoin, again, this broke out of a 5-year downtrend, by the way, too. This goes all the way back to 2018. Over here, a few months ago in June. It's like 7 or 8 months ago now, but it broke that 5-year downtrend line, and now it's been pushing up higher. So this is in a bull market versus Bitcoin, and it's getting a nice pullback. We haven't had a pullback like this since this little Monero bull market versus Bitcoin started. So if you want to grow your Bitcoin stack, 2 options are Litecoin and Monero. Right now, I would say Litecoin is hotter because of that halving narrative. But, yeah, they're both looking good. Steve is long on Sol. Let's go, Trucker Steve. Good to see you. Smash up that like button, guys. Smash up that like button if you're enjoying the stream so far. I'm just going back in time a little bit. Let's check out Ocean Protocol. I covered Ocean in a video this week, and I rewatched my videos, right? I always want to improve and do better, improve my speech, my public speaking. But I made a big mistake in this Ocean video with my math. I did math on the spot, and I said that Ocean needed like $100 billion market cap to 100x, but I was totally wrong, right? If we look at Ocean on the coin perspective, to get 100x, it only needs a $12 billion market cap. All right, so I did that in my head, which is why I was, a multiple off, or a decimal off, I should say. But Ocean right now has a market cap of $114 million. So if it can somehow get to, where's that website? Here it is. If it can somehow get to $12 billion, that would put in 100x. That is very possible. Data is going to be like a really big thing in the future, as well as artificial intelligence. Ocean Protocol checks those boxes. But anyways, in regards to our trade here that I am in, I gave this one on YouTube and in my Discord. It's up slightly. It's up a few percentage points. It's up 13% spot. So pretty good. Pretty good. It's looking pretty healthy over here on the RSI too, on the 4-hour, right? RSI is resetting, but the dip is really shallow, which is a very good sign of strength. Approaching 30 cents. So once it breaks 30 cents, it is, notice over here in the past with Ocean Protocol, 30 cents was major support for like 6 months in 2020. For 128 days, so about 4 to 5 months, it was just bouncing off at 30 cents. I remember this time. I was buying Ocean back here in 2020 when this was happening. Now, if we look over here at current times, we've been under 20 cents for like 8 months. This is 250 days. Yeah, a long time. Now we're about to reclaim 30. All right, we know based off in the past, every time it was at 30, 30 was major structure support, and then it took off. So if it can flip 30 cents back into support, we are all systems go for a parabolic type of move towards some of these higher target levels, such as $1. We're talking multiples again, right? This thing has a low of 11 cents. Right now it's 26 cents. It's already ran 2x, 100%, 116%. But listen, if it flips 30, which I think it's going to do, it's got a lot of room to run higher here. All right, the first target is 56. I think it certainly gets that. Now, my plan is to sell the majority of it here at around 50, 56, but I will leave around 20% of that spot position in case it just wants to run and do that 100x. I'll be very happy if it does that. That's called a moon bag. It's a very easy strategy, right? You buy a lot of one coin token in spot, you sell it on its way up, but you leave around 15 to 20% of your original position in case it decides to just run, and you're able to catch that runner while already realizing profits. It's a great strategy. But yeah, Ocean's looking super good here, Elvis. This just needs to flip 30 cents again. Again, we're taking suggestions here for altcoins, so leave them in the chat. Ling says lit entry. Yeah, we can look at lit. I would personally rather just look at the coins that I like to trade, but listen, we're doing an altcoin stream here, so we'll look at the altcoins that you guys want to look at. Lit entry, just been oscillating. This is a daily chart. It's been oscillating in this range. So let's map some levels on this thing. Dollar is definitely a key level. We're at 89 cents right now. I remember this scam pump. This was such a bear market scam pump. I tried shorting it, I remember, around 80 cents or something like that. And then it pumps to $1.38 and then retraces in a second. Or no, actually, this was a long time ago, like in the summer over here. But anyways, yeah, I haven't looked at lit entry in quite some time now, so let's take a look at what's going on. This is an interesting one. It's in a clear range. Range high, $1.07. Range low down here at like 54. Right now it's in the middle of the range. I don't like to do things in the middle of the range, but if we're going to be bullish on it, we have to treat this like it's going to break the range high and take off. So you would look for lower time frame long entries on support. And this red line is great at 85 cents and 82.5 cents. If you can get it anywhere along those levels, that's good. And you would play it like this. Something like this on lit. Just to these wick highs, you have 67%. So 7.7 to 1 risk reward looks pretty good. Now, I heard somebody ask me about Oasis Rose in the stream earlier. I saw it in the live chat as I was going over my analysis. My phone is blowing up right now. Just give me 1 second. Got to put this thing on Do Not Disturb until after the live stream. So, Oasis Rose, if we look at my Discord, this was, when was this? This was on Friday, a few days ago, right? Again, I just shared here, look, it's about to crack this resistance at the top of the green box. I know some of my members took this trade because they posted their success in the into that part of the Discord. But anyways, right, I went ahead and told everybody, look, it's about to snap resistance over here at 4.2 cents. And now it is up here at 4.9, basically 5 cents. But this is a nice little pennant move, and it's working out perfectly. And I outlined this second trade this morning, and it worked out nice. Right, as we can see, this is just a little bull pennant. Flag pull in, consolidate, flag pull out. Our measured move takes this to 5.4 cents up here. Okay, so maybe we get a retest, but this right now is already starting to take off. This is a lower time frame trade. Yeah, we need a pullback. I agree with you, the Inspiring Channel. I would not enter into this thing right now. Again, I've been watching this all week, so yeah, but it's trending higher for sure. And on the daily time frame, look at this move on the daily. This thing is overextended for sure. Put a parabola on like this. So it hasn't broken this. It has not broken the parabola, so you respect the parabola until the parabola breaks. Very simple. If we get blessed with a consolidation to the parabola, you can bid right at the level, anticipating a quick move up higher, because that's how parabolas work. But right now, this is a no position, no trade for me. Hi, Connor. Good to be here. Can you check optimism, please? We can certainly look at that. Michael says, Connor, can you please make in the coming days a video on the cryptos that are likely to survive regulations? Should there be a regulation in the near future? Thanks. Michael, for sure. I can make a video about that. A says, great stream, really useful info, appreciated, and thanks for the technical analysis of Pirate Chain. No problem, my friend. Thank you for your support. But yeah, this is Oasis. No trade right now. It already took off. Now, IOTA. Let's take a look at IOTA. So IOTA in a interesting spot. This thing got destroyed. This is worrisome a little bit because of how bad it got destroyed. But listen, everything is looking like it wants to recoup all the lost gains. The reason I say it got destroyed so bad is because look at the May lows. The first crypto contagion we had back in May. Notice how it just broke beneath those May lows and is still below them. A lot of the strong coins never broke their May lows. Cardano did. IOTA did. So these are weaker cryptos that tend to underperform the market, right? We want to pay attention to the stronger ones, but regardless, right now, IOTA is at resistance. So we want to see this close above 21, 22 cents up here. Right? And then get up to 23. If we're going to try to scout a long pullback, this is a perfect ascending triangle on the smaller time frames, or ascending pennant, right? Price accumulating, horizontal resistance. These work so well in a bull market. You should ingrain this pattern in your head. It's such a good pattern in a bull market. But yeah, basically price just respects the trend line into that horizontal resistance level. It pops. So now your entry would be at the support. It would be here, right? Because it's already looking like it wants to continue. You're just going to try to buy the retest if you're trading IOTA. And it would look like this. 4.5 to 1, pretty good. But that's IOTA. The inspiring channel. The entire market may pull back more than we expect. Too much steam. When we see big gains in a small time frame, it's not good. I certainly agree with you. The inspiring channel. If you didn't watch the beginning of the stream when I went over the hidden bull market hypothesis, I encourage you to watch that, because based off of previous data, we go up from here. But yeah, go back to and rewind to the beginning of the stream, because this is really important information that you should know. And it's all based off of the Bitcoin 4-year halving cycle. And we're in the market range section, this yellow section, and usually we go up in that section. So I agree, we're overextended, we're going parabolic, but crypto defies all logic when it goes up like this. So welcome to the crypto market. I wish we had a crystal ball to figure out exactly what's going to happen next, but nobody has that crystal ball. Now, Optimism OP has been overpowered. A little play on words, a pun, if you will. And it's just been pushing towards $2 right now. Over here it was $1.25 on Thursday. Now it's $1.85. And this is all Ethereum layer 2s. It's approaching this supply zone that it was in back in August before it dropped like 72%, 70%. Getting back up to this level. So it's certainly... I can't recommend to buy something after it's gone 100% in like 2 weeks. Right? But Optimism is a project that we should all be very familiar with at this point, especially if you watched my videos about Optimism over the past few months. But yeah, this thing is approaching territory where if it breaks this level at 225, it's going into price discovery. I want to check the market cap of Optimism right now. Market cap is 400 million. Okay. Now, right now, Optimism is the only real layer 2 that has a token. Arbitrum, Starkware, Starknet, ZK Sync, they all don't have a token yet. So Yeah, optimism should continue as long as that's the case. I don't know. I can't recommend to buy this thing though. And let me see. Yeah, it's be careful. Now, this is a short if anything. The long already played out. Look at this chart. This is a rising wedge with 3 touches of the rising wedge. 1, 2, 3, with also bearish divergence here. So this to me is a short if you're going to do anything. But at the same time, I understand that the trend is heavily up and this would be counter trend trading. But listen, it's such a small risk if you catch it right now. Maybe it has one more push up into the supply zone, so you got to be super careful. But stop above the wicks, you're risking 3%. Even to just the support level, you have a 3-to-1 if you want to scalp this. But certainly high risk being about how strong it is. But this is a rising wedge. And no sign. Look on this RSI. This thing is at a 90 on the daily RSI. That's absurd. That's so overbought. So it's not a buy. It's definitely not a buy, OP. We're going to put something like this on the chart. You know, if you went ahead and shorted up here with this rising wedge, lower time frame bearish divergence, it's even on the 4-hour as well, which is a good thing. Well, then you could possibly catch this breakup parabola. Just a trade idea, but it looks pretty good. But I don't like to counter trend trade, so not financial advice. You do your own analysis and make your own decision. This is just what I am seeing on the Optimism OP price chart. Feel Great says he wouldn't short OP yet. Exactly what I'm saying. I agree. The trend is up. I don't want to counter trend trade. I'll take this off. This is a no move right now. The only thing you should be doing is if you were long from lower, just realizing your profits. But no move right now. I'm not going to touch OP. Now, Kadena KDA, I covered Kadena in my emergency live stream earlier in the week, and I said it was going to break $1. Here we are now a few days later, and, well, lo and behold, my analysis played out. Trading at $1.11 from that entry that I gave you on the live stream, it is up 13%. Congratulations to everybody who made money with it. Big congrats to you. Now, if we look at Kadena, pretty ugly looking daily candle up here at the top of these ranges. But it still looks like it needs to get to $1.20. So this would be a no move again right now, Kadena. If you want to buy it for the longer term, it certainly looks like it. Look at this double bottom on the daily. Beautiful W reversal. And it's at the neckline of that. Right, depending on how, if you want to use the wicks or not, it's at the neckline right now. So it needs to close above, realistically it needs to close above this wick high. And that's at $1.16. It needs a daily close. What it did here is not attractive, where it just went ahead and swept the high. Little swing failure pattern here, SFP. Yeah, just swept the highs and tanked. But certainly the trend is up. I can't recommend to short anything here. Now that I look at it on the lower time frames, it looks like it wants to push higher too. Break this neck. This is a neckline of a daily W double bottom. This is very significant. If it breaks this neckline, it is going to send, and it's going to send super hard. At least to 146, which is the wick high of the FTX collapse. Get back above there too. But anyway, I gave you this lower entry, 11-to-1 risk-reward trade. If anybody took it, you have an amazing trade that you can continue to rise up higher. From here, if we look at this, it is in this nice ascending pennant. Right, very nice chart pattern with a horizontal resistance level. Maybe you look to buy it off of support like this. Expecting the neckline to break. And again, you ride it up to 146. Here you have a 7-to-1. It's not nearly as good as the 11-to-1 with the entry at 98 cents, but it still looks very good. That is Kadena KDA. And I'm going to go ahead and look at one more coin and then start to wrap this up, because I want to make another video too. And I can't just stream all day if I want to produce more content. If you guys appreciate me making content and you guys are enjoying it, let me know. Smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all the notifications so that you don't miss any future videos. Right, my channel, I'm very grateful for everybody who subscribed at 28,100 subscribers. But I definitely have to get back into this YouTube algorithm, because if you notice, my views are super low. So let's boost the algorithm for me. Smash up that like button. I appreciate your support. Let's go, smash it up. I'll look at one more coin. Anna Maria, I hope I don't upset you, but can you please give me one safe entry for AGIX? Do you think it will retrace again? Anna Maria, don't worry, you're not upsetting me. It's all good. Will it go back to 3.2 cents? All right, looks like we got a troll 69XXX. You are now not allowed to be on my channel anymore. See you later. That's a ROM. Now, AGIX entry. This looks strong. Support is here. Right, we'll use supply and demand for our analysis. We got that. We got this. I like this at 1.2 personally. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a fib and we're going to attach it to the high, take it down to the low. And yeah, 78.6 retracement is at 1.1 cents, and the golden pocket is here. So Anna Maria, your entry is 1.4 cents and 1.2 cents. Not financial advice. The inspiring. Can Bitcoin go under 19,500 if it retraces? I think the lowest it's going to go is 19,400 on a pullback, which is here and here. This is my level. I hope we get it. All right, let's see. One last chart to look at. FTM. No, I didn't look at Phantom yet. So FTM here, looking strong at 32 cents. Go put something like this on the chart. Okay. So notice how it has some room until it finds that parabola support again. It's got some room here. They can just go like this, find the support, and then take off for the next leg. But 31.7 cents here at the top of this red area, this red box, is your closest support to current price. And then below that, we have some interesting, and by the way, here's an example of a falling wedge or, you know, bearish divergence not working out as intended, because it's not that strong here. Yeah, it was still there. Okay. You guys should all be able to see this. Right, notice how price was making these higher highs with the wicks, but on the RSI, it was making lower lows. But in an uptrend, this is why you don't like to counter trend trade. You get destroyed. You get stopped out if you try to short an uptrend. So you want to always look in the direction of the trend, and the trend is up at the current moment in time. But this is just an example of what happens if you try to counter trend trade. You get stopped out on a violent pump higher. But notice over here now, with these wicks, you also, again, this is more viable. This is better looking bearish divergence on its chart on FTM. And it was a good short, right? If you caught it up here at 35, you shorted it down here to 32. That's a nice little trade, a little scalp day trade, 10% move. You can't complain about that. So in an uptrend, you short the bearish divergence, you realize full profit at the support. The support was hit, okay? I would not be short this now. I need to zoom this out to see if there's anything that I'm missing from back here. Okay, yeah. So maybe this can even come all the way back to 29. Maybe it does something like this. But FTM really overextended at the moment. So is Solana. So is a lot of other things. But yeah, I'm just showing you what I'm seeing on the charts. And it's a little iffy if you want to enter now or off of the 32-cent support. I feel better about getting long somewhere lower. It'd be more of an ape if you went in now. But then again, we're in an uptrend, so this doesn't wait for anybody. Something like this on FTM, getting in around 30 cents. The tight stop beneath. I would actually put this like this. Still a 5-to-1. It's a high risk at 7%, especially if you're going to use leverage. So just be careful about that and manage your risk. But this thing is certainly, this is a parabolic move. If you want to know what a parabola looks like, here it is. That's exactly what it looks like. But we have now 3 hours and 30 minutes until the start of a new week in the crypto market with our weekly candle close. Let's go ahead and start kind of wrapping this up, looking at this week's candle, and it is a beautiful weekly candle. Again, we want it to close up here as high as possible. We want to hold it. We want to see it hold all of this meat on the weekly candle. If it does that, I would expect another one of these crazy looking green ones to the upside, getting up to as high as possibly $25,000. 24 to 25K is the next target levels to the upside here. We'll see if the shorts just continue to get squeezed. I'm waiting on this weekly candle close before I make my next move personally. I want to check Luna though, actually. See what's going on with Luna. Okay, just in consolidation still. But notice, right? Really attractive bullish engulfing candle. 2 pin bars wicking down, retesting support. As long as we don't fall below this again, we're going to just pump higher. And that looks super good. We'll see though. Because at the same time, it does have this little divergence here, so be careful with it. Don't bet your entire trading account. It's a 5% risk here, so understand that. But in an uptrend, these bearish setups get invalidated over and over and over again. Hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I certainly enjoyed doing it for all of you guys. If you want more of me, if you want me every single day, my analysis, my trades, my spot buys, my crypto investments, go ahead and get yourself inside of the Crypto Empire Premium Discord group by going to my website, cryptoempireco.io, and then going to the top of the screen and hitting Join Discord. From there, you can find out all information to join. If you want to pay with crypto, send me an email at cryptoempireco@gmail.com. Also, join my free Telegram group. There is a link down in the description below to join that. I really appreciate everybody's support throughout this entire live stream, as well as throughout the entire bear market. We were here every single Sunday going live on YouTube, right? We took no Sundays off. That's just how I do things. All right, and now we get to have some fun because the market dynamic is shifting. For the past 6 months, it's been nothing but pain, but we got some green now and some volatility to trade again, and we are having a blast. and making a killing doing so. So let's continue to dominate the market. This is Crypto Empire, where we dominate the market. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the stream. If you're brand new here, hit that subscribe button down below. Again, help my channel get back into the algorithm. Boost the algorithm for me. Smash up that like button. I really appreciate everybody's support. I'll see you all very soon right here at Crypto Empire. Have an amazing rest of your weekend. A lot to look forward to this week. I really appreciate everybody taking time out of their Sunday to be here. I'll see you all in the next video. Connor from Crypto Empire.